If you are an adult male arguing about Spider-Man or having a conversation about Han Solo, you have been infantilized. Now, as you know, I think the arts are every bit as important as the news and politics and the courts. I think the arts, people do not realize how much, the poet Percy Shelley said that poets are the unacknowledged legislators of mankind, meaning that it's stories that fill us with our ideas, with our viewpoint of life. And if those stories are dishonest, then we get filled with dishonest viewpoints of life. And for those of you who don't remember or weren't here last week, to show you how much I care about the arts, I'm opening our member block to everybody. And I asked everybody to read the Tolstoy story, Alyosha the Pot. And I'll be talking about that and why I think it's a good lesson for conservatives about the arts, because I don't think we handle this very well. There is a show on Netflix called Adolescence, and it is a huge hit. I mean, it cracked the all-time list in 3 weeks, the all-time Netflix popularity in 3 weeks, so it's huge. And it's a British crime drama miniseries created by Jack Thorne and Stephen Graham, directed by Philip Barantini. And it's about a 13-year-old schoolboy named Jamie Miller, who was played by Owen Cooper, who's arrested for the murder of a girl in his school. And each of its 4 episodes is shot in one continuous take, and it is incredibly grim, but incredibly powerful. And the acting in it is unbelievable. Stephen Graham plays the boy's father, and it's a stupendous performance. And a lady I'd never heard of named Erin Dougherty plays a child psychologist. It's funny when I looked these people up because I'd seen Graham before, but I'd never seen Erin Dougherty, so I was looking them up, and it turns out like he's an ex-alcoholic who once tried to hang himself, and she's a lesbian, and people wonder why I'm so tolerant of eccentrics and crazy people and gay people, because I live in the arts, and I know that a lot of these people are creative people. A lot of times people who are outsiders, who are damaged in some way, answer that with their creativity and spurs their creativity. People like me who are just perfect, just have perfect creativity. But here's the point. Here's the point about this. Conservatives looked at this and they thought it's not fair because the boy is white. And it basically says men are angrier than women and men are more prone to violence than women. Now, the second part of that is just plain true. It is a male sport. Men I think they commit something like 95%. Not only that, but they're the victims of. I know we all like a story of a girl being chased around the room by a guy with a butcher knife, the Jack the Ripper thing. That's very rare. Most victims are men. Mostly it is men killing men. And so conservatives were angry because they mentioned Andrew Tate, who shouldn't be loved by conservatives, but there you go. And because the guy is white, when most of the knife crime, this is a knife that he's accused of, most of the knife in England are committed by black people. And so they're saying this is not fair. They're race switching, and they're blaming white males for something that is really only true or mostly true of black males. Now, first of all, the show itself is not actually about that. I have to say, I want to be fair. I think it's a really good show, a really good story, and it is not about race. It is about violence. Men are mostly prone to violence. Men are more prone to anger. We're more aggressive than women are. It's just the facts. It's just the truth. And it's about how adults have lost control of the young, and this poison is coming in through the internet. And one of the episodes takes place in a school, and people who go to these schools, this is a kind of lower middle class school, people who go to these schools say this is a very accurate depiction of people just completely carried away, out of control. The children are just completely out of control, and the internet has more control over them than their teachers and their parents. Are you aware of House Bill Section 702? It extends the rights of government agencies to legally monitor American citizens without requiring a warrant. Congress just renewed it for another 2 years. While we should demand better privacy protections from our government, it's also important to take steps to protect yourself In the meantime, one significant way your privacy is compromised is through your browsing history. Your internet service provider tracks every website you visit, and if you live in America, they can legally share your data with other companies and government agencies. That's where ExpressVPN comes in. ExpressVPN is a virtual private network that reroutes all of my internet activity through secure encrypted channels. This means no one, not government entities, data brokers, or even my internet service provider, can access my online activity. I use it on all my devices. ExpressVPN hides your IP address, the number that identifies you online, and allows data brokers to create a profile of your activities. It's also incredibly user-friendly, requiring just one tap to activate. Even I can do it. It works on all devices, and a single subscription covers up to 8 devices simultaneously. Find out how you can get 4 months free by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description box below, or by going to expressvpn.com/Andrew Klavan Show. But the thing is, because the story is made by people who are not conservative, they view things through that racial lens. They're not making, that's not the point of the show, but the only good father in it is a black guy and a cop, and the only person you can really fully think is a good father. But you do feel a lot of sympathy for the family of this kid who was arrested. You feel a lot of sympathy for them. And I don't think that they were trying to be anti-white or anti-male. I think they were trying to tell a story, but they're telling it from their point of view. Why? Because we conservatives are not making stories. Our billionaires are not contributing to stories. Our billionaires are not giving money to people. Our thinkers are not giving awards to artists. Our think tanks don't deal with the arts except as an ancillary consideration. We're not doing it, so they're doing it. So boo-hoo, that's too bad, because this is a really good show. But here's the thing I want to show you. This is the thing that it made my throat close, all right? Because this thing is done in one shot. Each show is just one long shot. I don't know if they cut it. They probably did, but still, it's all like very contained. It's all an unbroken flow of action. There are scenes in it that are just a stationary camera on an actor. And there was one scene in it that made my head explode because I wanted to shake every aspiring artist on the right and just take their heads and force it into the television and say, look at this. Here's what it is. The father who loves his son. His son is a little sensitive. He's not, doesn't fit in with the rest of the working class kids, but the father loves and wants to protect his son. And he is there when they arrest him, and he's trying to be protective of him. And the police say, we have to strip search your 13-year-old son. And the father just tries everything he can to stop them. He begs them, please, this is a 13-year-old boy. How would you feel if we, and they won't do it. The lawyer defending the boy says, we can't stop them. They have the right to do this. And they take one shot, and the scene must go on for 5-6 minutes. It's all the father's face, and you just hear the kid being strip searched off stage. So it's just a camera on a man's face. I'll show you a little bit of it, and if you're listening, you can hear the dialogue that he is hearing, but you can't watch his incredible performance on his face. It's cut 7.
So, Jamie, just get you to pop your clothes off for me. So I need to observe, and then PC Grogan's just going to observe me, all right? Just want to pop your clothes on the side there, yeah. Do you want to turn to face me? All right. Just lift your arms up for me. There we are.
So this scene goes on, and it's excruciating. And this guy's, it's just his face, and he's not an emotive guy. He's not hamming it up, but you are in hell with him. And I looked at this, and I thought, who on the right, besides me, would do a scene with one camera and one face? It costs nothing. I mean, you got to pay for the actor because he's a great actor, and you can't make great actors, and you can't do it. Just because you think you're an actor does not make you a guy like that. That's a trained, terrific British actor doing what he does. You can't replace that with some guy who walks in and you think, well, we'll put him in it because he's my pal. You cannot do that. But it doesn't have to cost anything, and if we could let go of our childish superheroes, Star Wars, all these franchises that have reduced adult males to 25-year-olds or frozen them. I shouldn't say that. It's reduced them to 15-year-olds. If you are an adult male arguing about Spider-Man or having a deep, in-depth conversation about Han Solo, you have been infantilized by a media that wants you infantilized because that's how they can control you. This is adult entertainment made, and I don't know what this costs because I don't know what the cost of the actors are, but it doesn't cost much to you could do that with a Radio Shack camera and a great actor. I mean, the guy's a great actor. We need the arts, just like we need good reporters who question Donald Trump the same as they question Joe Biden, but they have to question both at the time, not lie about it later. Just like I want there to be left-wing artists. I want to see what their vision is, and I want to see right-wing artists, and I want to see people who don't have any politics. I want everybody to be included instead of blacklisting. The arts matter. We want everybody involved. I want all the visions that can be in the arts involved. But you can't do it if you don't create something new. If you're just constantly trying, like Christian rock, to try and do what the left has done, which in a lot of cases is infantile, you're not going to get anywhere. And if you complain every time a Christian or a conservative includes sex, includes cursing, includes the things that life is made of, you will get what you deserve, which is pablum and crap. And so we're the audience. You know, it's not just for makers. We're the audience. These guys have to please us to make the money they did. This show was one of the most popular shows on Netflix ever. So they did please the audience. But you got to be creative, and you got to get real artists doing real art at low prices. You don't have to pay a lot of money, and do it creatively. And then you'll start to have a voice in the culture, whether they try to stop you or not. For more great content, like and subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show, wherever you get your podcasts.